Okay, so here's a hot take. I think that Citi ThankYou rewards might be on the verge of surpassing Chase Ultimate Rewards as the best bank travel rewards program. Now, for the last decade and a half, making that claim would have been insane. Chase has spent billions of dollars building the Sapphire Preferred and Sapphire Reserve into must-have travel rewards credit cards. And almost everything about their ecosystem that they've built, from their transfer partners to their travel redemptions to their cards benefits, was top-notch and in many cases completely eclipsed what other banks were doing. But there have been a lot of changes happening in the travel rewards world. And while there's plenty of chatter about annual fees increasing and benefits going away, I don't think that a lot of people have really grasped how the changes that Citi and Chase have made this year have changed the landscape of travel rewards. So let's talk about that. But first, I want to rewind a little bit and talk about how we got here. Chase has been busy reworking a lot of its rewards credit card lineup, and that includes cards like the Chase Sapphire Preferred and Chase Sapphire Reserve that earn ultimate rewards points. The most obvious change that Chase made was a massive increase in the annual fee of the Sapphire Reserve card, bumping the annual fee up almost 45% from $550 a year to $795, winning the dubious honor of having the highest annual fee on a mainstream travel credit card. Now, Chase made other changes to this card as well. It boosted the amount of points that you could earn on purchases through its travel portal and for direct airline and hotel bookings, and it generally lowered the amount of rewards that you can earn elsewhere. But one of the most subtle changes had probably the biggest overall impact on the Ultimate Rewards program, and that's the change to how you can redeem points through the Chase travel portal. Prior to Chase's 2025 card refresh, if you had a premium Ultimate Rewards credit card like the Sapphire Preferred, Sapphire Reserve, or Ink Business Preferred, you could redeem your points through Chase Travel for anywhere between 1.25 cents and 1.5 cents of value each for any booking. But now, you'll only get more than 1 cent of value from your points when there's a Points Boost award available, which Chase will only offer on select flights and hotel stays. Now, there are plenty of people who will point out that you can get more value out of a Sapphire Reserve card than you used to if you use the new statement credits. But I think that for most people, the overall Chase credit card ecosystem has just gotten more expensive and harder to use. Meanwhile, Citi has also been hard at work, but the changes that Citi has launched so far this year tell a far different story. First, Citi replaced the Rewards Plus card with the newly launched Citi Strata card. That card made it possible to earn 3 points per dollar at supermarkets, on select transit, on gas, and at EV charging stations within the Citi ThankYou Rewards ecosystem on a card with no annual fee. But the really innovative thing that Citi did with the Strata card was that it introduced the option to pick a select category that earns 3x rewards. Now, the categories that they offer aren't places where most people are likely to spend a ton of money, but being able to select a bonus category is a move that only makes the card more useful, which I love to see. Citi also filled a hole in its credit card lineup that probably kept a lot of frequent travelers away from the ecosystem. The newly launched Strata Elite finally gives card members an option for getting Priority Pass lounge access on a Citibank branded credit card. And at an annual fee of $595, the card is much cheaper than the Sapphire Reserve. The Strata Elite card offers a handful of statement credits, of which I'd say about $500 worth are relatively easy to use, but the really eye-popping feature of the card is the massive number of points that you'll get when you book your travel through Citi's travel portal. But the really huge change that Citi made to ThankYou Rewards is that it added American Airlines as a transfer partner. Previously, Citi didn't offer points transfers to any US domestic airlines, which made ThankYou points substantially less useful for most people. American Express has Delta, Chase has United, Southwest, and JetBlue, but now that Citi has American Airlines as a transfer partner, their set of transfer partners is substantially more compelling, and I'll get to why a bit later. For the vast majority of people, I think that the changes to the Citi Rewards ecosystem are a net positive. But is Citi's ecosystem now better than Chase's for earning rewards? Probably. Let's take a look at how much you can earn in rewards for your spending. When it comes to booking travel through their respective portals, both Citi and Chase offer a ton of points. On the Strata Elite, Citi will give you 12 points per dollar on hotels and car rentals and 6 points per dollar on air travel. Compared to the Sapphire Reserve's 8 points per dollar on all travel booked through Chase Travel, you might come out ahead with either program depending on exactly what kinds of travel you're booking through the bank's portal. But at the mid-tier level, the 10 points per dollar that you can get on hotels, car rentals, and attractions, coupled with the 3 points per dollar for any airline purchase on the Strata Premier, beats the 5 points per dollar on Chase travel purchases that you'll get with the Sapphire Preferred. When it comes to booking airfares and hotels directly with airlines and hotel brands, well, Chase wins here if you're willing to get the Sapphire Reserve. That card offers you 4x points on flights booked with airlines and stays booked directly with hotels. But realistically, if you're traveling frequently and you engage with hotel loyalty programs, you've probably got a hotel credit card that you're using for your hotel stays, and you're probably booking your hotels directly, since booking through a bank's portal usually means that you're giving up any hotel loyalty program benefits that you might be entitled to. So interestingly, the people who travel most often and the people who would stand to earn the most points with either card probably won't be using either bank's portal to book their stays. But when you look outside of travel to purchases that you make every day, the Citi ThankYou rewards cards start pulling ahead very quickly. Gas and groceries are a large part of most people's budgets, and the ThankYou points cards really shine here. With either the no annual fee Strata or the Strata Premier, you'll get 3 points per dollar in both of these categories. Compared to what you'd get on the Chase Freedom Unlimited, you're getting twice as many points in some of your most useful spending categories with Citi than you can get from Chase. Now, if you're really into playing the rewards game, you probably have at least heard of cards that earn 5% rewards. And both Citi and Chase have their own take on the 5% rewards card. While the Chase Freedom Flex offers 5% rewards on up to $1,500 in purchases each quarter in the card's rotating categories, the Citi Custom Cash will give you 5% in the select category where you spend the most each month on up to $500 of spending. Now that's the same maximum amount of spending over the course of a year, but to me the Citi Custom Cash is more useful because you can effectively select your bonus category by choosing what you charge to the card, and it can change month to month based on what category would be most rewarding for you. Finally, when it comes to all of your other purchases, you can earn a total of 2 points per dollar, one when you spend and one when you pay with the Citi Double Cash. In contrast, you'll only earn 1.5 points per dollar with the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Sure, you can earn 3 points per dollar at drugstores with the Chase Freedom cards, and if you're willing to add small business cards to your wallet, you can get more rewards in some business-related categories. But unless you're using an Ink Cash card to buy gift cards at an office supply store and use those for your regular purchases, you're almost certainly going to be earning more points by having a handful of Citi cards. But earning points is only half the story, so let's talk about how you'll actually use those points. When it comes to redeeming rewards, there are really only 2 redemption options that most people should consider: cashback and transfers to travel partners. Now historically, using points through Chase Travel was a sweet spot for many Chase card members. It was an easy way to get more value from your points. But since the move away from getting more value on every booking to getting more value on some bookings, that story has become more complicated. When I dug into the Chase Travel portal, I found some interesting redemption options like using points for United Airlines premium cabins domestically, but I didn't find much else that I would actually book under Chase's new Points Boost awards. Now this might change in the future, but at least for the moment, this isn't a terribly compelling option in my view. That brings us to cashback, which you really shouldn't ignore. Now a lot of miles and points creators will tell you that you should never redeem your points for cashback, but I think that's misguided. Not only are cashback redemptions simpler than travel redemptions, but they give you an option to easily liquidate your points if you want to get out of playing the travel rewards game, or if another issuer starts offering more compelling products. After all, cash is the most flexible point, and both Citi and Chase offer cashback redemptions at 1 cent per point. But if you really want to maximize your reward points, you'll want to learn how to use a bank program's transfer partners. Point transfers to airline and hotel partners are how you can get access to awards that offer outsized value, like international business class flights, luxury hotel suites, or even domestic coach flights that are relatively expensive in terms of cash, but cheap in terms of points. And it's that last point where I think Citi has made a huge leap by adding American Airlines as a transfer partner. Now, I've used American Airlines miles to fly on its international partners in premium cabins, but I've actually gotten a lot more use out of American Airlines miles for domestic coach trips. It's not uncommon to find pricing high in terms of dollars, but very low in terms of miles, especially on routes or to cities where American is the only competitive airline. Now, both ThankYou Rewards and Ultimate Rewards have useful international airline partners like Flying Blue and Virgin Atlantic. If you want flights on Star Alliance, you can transfer to Avianca with Citi or Air Canada with Chase, and although Citi's transfer partner list is longer, when considering how useful its partners are, I'd say that the program's airline partners are pretty evenly matched. When it comes to hotels, Citi offers transfers to 5 different hotel partners, and 3 of them, Choice, Preferred Hotels, and Wyndham, are sometimes useful. In contrast, Chase really only offers 1 hotel partner that you should use, Hyatt. Now, you might not expect that a hotel chain with only 1,300 locations worldwide would be a compelling transfer partner, but transferring points to Hyatt is one of the sweet spot redemptions of Ultimate Rewards. For many people, including myself, Chase's most valuable transfer partner, hands down, is Hyatt. And personally, point transfers to Hyatt are how I spend the vast majority of my Ultimate Rewards points. That's because Hyatt offers consistently good value for its points. When I last ran the numbers, I was seeing an average of 2.2 cents of redemption value from Hyatt points, and that's much better than I can do with cash back. And Hyatt's fixed award prices mean that you can sometimes get incredible values, especially when traveling during shoulder season. And even better, Hyatt offers a good mix of properties, ranging from family-friendly value brands to luxury hotels and resorts. So if I'm staying at a Hyatt Place with my family, or splurging on a weekend in an upscale hotel, Hyatt points are useful for both trips. It's simple to book Hyatt stays with points, and recent changes like the addition of an award calendar have made using Hyatt points even easier. Another thing that's worth highlighting about Chase is the travel protections offered on its premium credit cards. Chase's travel insurance benefits are truly best in class on both the Sapphire Preferred and the Sapphire Reserve. And when it comes to travel protections, Citi only offers a small subset of what Chase offers on its premium cards. Simply, Citi's credit card travel insurance isn't competitive. Even if I could earn more points elsewhere, I would much rather book my flights with a Chase Sapphire Preferred or Chase Sapphire Reserve than almost any other credit card, simply because the travel insurance on these cards is that good. So even though you can earn more rewards on most of your spending, get access to similar airline transfer partners, and spend less on annual fees with Citibank, Chase still has a few aspects of its cards and rewards program that are, at least for the moment, unmatched. It's probably clear that I'm not a fan of the changes that Chase has made to the Sapphire Reserve and the Ultimate Rewards program in general. There's no way to spin an increased annual fee as a good change, and trying to sell credit cards with huge annual fees by adding a bunch of statement credits adds a bunch of complexity that I think a lot of people find tedious. In my view, trying to make 3 of the right kinds of Instacart purchases every month and tracking whether or not I've used my StubHub credit isn't what I want from a credit card that costs me almost $800 a year. And speaking of making products harder to use, I don't like taking away the ability to use points for consistent increased value on all Chase travel redemptions, and then replacing it with offering increased value only on some points boost redemptions. But I get it. Chase was likely losing money on most airline bookings made through Chase Travel with points, and then hoping to make that back when people booked hotels, which typically have higher margins. This change allows them to give you more value when they've negotiated higher margins with their partners, and in theory there's an opportunity to expand the pie here, and I really hope Chase takes it. But as of now, I don't think that the net value of these changes for your average consumer is positive. Now, do I think that Chase is changing direction and pivoting away from travel rewards? Absolutely not. Chase has literally invested billions of dollars in building out its rewards program and partnerships, and their credit card business is so strongly coupled with travel rewards that it would be really hard for them to walk away from that. But I do see the moves from Citi as a change in direction that I'm really happy about, and that are a net positive for consumers. Using just a few Citi cards can be a really compelling option if you want to earn rewards on your spending, even if you don't want to spend money on annual fees. The combination of the Citi Double Cash and the Citi Strata Card is great if you want to build your pool of points with an eye toward eventually using them for point transfers while paying no annual fees. But if you're willing to spend some money on annual fee credit cards, you can get even more value. Adding the $95 a year Citi Strata Premier card to your wallet gives you one of the most generous credit card trifectas at that price point. And the Citi Strata Elite credit card offers maximum points on travel booked through Citi's travel portal and airport lounge access at an approachable price point. And especially when paired with the statement credit opportunities that are relatively easy to use, it is a compelling card. So if you've already amassed a huge pile of Chase Ultimate Rewards points and you use them for point transfers, there's no reason to cash out your points and close all of your cards, but it's probably worthwhile to start thinking about opening up a few Citi cards and shifting some of your spending over to Citi. And if you're just starting out with travel rewards, Citi is a great place to start. For most people, a good first step is to open the Double Cash card. If you're new to credit card rewards, simply use your Double Cash for all of your spending, and if you're shifting over from Chase, anything that you put on your Freedom Unlimited to earn 1.5% can now go on to your Double Cash and earn a total of 2%. Now, the second card that you should open should be the no annual fee Citi Strata card. Start using that card for your gas, groceries, transit, and spending in your self-select category. And once you've amassed a large enough pool of points to start thinking about points transfers, then you should choose whether you want the Citi Strata Premier or the Citi Strata Elite card. Which card will be right for you will depend on if you want lounge access as part of the package and, to some extent, how useful the credits on the Strata Elite card are to you. But if you're wondering which credit card you should get, leave a comment down below and we'll chat about it. So what do you think about the changes to the Citi Thank You points and Chase Ultimate Rewards programs? Are you as excited as I am about finally being able to transfer points to American Airlines? Are you changing up your reward strategy this year? Let me know down in the comments, and like I said before, if you've got questions, throw them down below and we'll try to get you an answer. Links to card guides and the best bonuses on these cards are in all of the usual places. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.